Welcome back everyone, RacerX here, and today's video should be pretty short and sweet. A little more Charger Daytona news to share with you guys. One of my most recent videos was talking about how Dodge decided to go completely away from their RT trim for the Daytona. We know that that's their lower level trim, and I don't think that really surprised anybody. But after one model year, essentially, that car has gone kaput. They are keeping the Scatpack as order only for 2026. And we were expecting the four-door version to come out in both the RT and the Scatpack. Now that doesn't appear to be the case. It's only going to be the Scatpack. We thought we were going to get it like sometime in the middle part of this year, sometime around, June, July, which is coming right up. Apparently, things have changed a little bit. So today we'll talk about it very briefly. If you're brand new to the channel, don't forget to hit subscribe. You can find that button right over here, and off we go. Before we get on with today's video, I want to tell you just a little bit about today's video sponsor, who just so happens to be me. And yes, I am running my hats right now on sale for Memorial Day, 30% off. So from today until midnight on Monday, you can get my hats on my Etsy shop at 30% off. This is my Off We Go edition hat. I still have black and red from when I placed that big quantity order, I don't know, a little while back. We did the buy one, get one half off sale. People seem to really like that, but you don't have to buy two in order to get to 30% off right now, and the code will automatically be applied. All you have to do is go to my Etsy shop. I will pin a link down in the comments section to make it easy to find. Get them while you can. The truth of the matter is Dodge is in a pretty tough spot when it comes to the Charger Daytona. We've already talked about the fact that the RT trim is going away after one model year. As a matter of fact, they probably still have a bunch of inventory that they have to push out to the dealerships, which are already full to the brim with those cars. They can't seem to get rid of them. I would assume we will see Stellantis roll out some pretty aggressive incentives on those cars to just kind of get them out there in the public, get people to buy them. We already talked a lot about some of the issues that these cars are having, certainly the charging network, stuff like that. We still have the Scatpack out there, but it's order only for 2026. They are trying to offer a couple other things on the car for 2026, and the order banks have already opened for the 2026 model year. I think you can get like a black painted hood. You can also get stripes on the hood. But like I said, this is for a car that is just not selling well at all right now. You can talk to pretty much sales guys across the country, and they talk about how hard it is, even with incentives, to sell these cars. It just hit a market segment that really doesn't exist. I've talked about it in other videos. I mean, the muscle car guys aren't happy with it because it doesn't really check off the boxes in terms of, being a rear-wheel drive, big engine, loud sound V8. People don't like it because it makes a fake sound. Even though the car is darty and fun, it also doesn't appeal to the EV guys. Like I said, I talked about this in my last video. No autonomous driving. It just appeals to a market segment that really isn't there. The car itself is pretty fun to drive, but that price point, that has always been my thing about the car. It is way up there. As I mentioned, when I was in Arizona, the car I was driving around was about $90,000. And people are not lining up to pay that sort of money for that car. So it's not surprising it's order only. I don't suspect that car will actually be around all that much longer, if I'm telling the ultimate truth. But the reason I say Dodge is in a really tough spot with this is because they spent Lord knows how much on engineering this car, right? Coming up with the new chassis and everything else that they did to make that car what it is in terms of just, the revamped interior and the seats. I mean, they put a lot of time and energy into that car. Obviously, this was all under the direction of Carlos Tavares, who is now gone. I'm sure a lot of the Dodge people are just hating everything about that. But it's really a tough situation because they really would like to be able to recoup a lot of the money they put into building that car, into engineering that car. And it simply isn't going to happen. And the chances are the six-pack with the inline Hurricane, whether it be the standard output or the high output, it's not going to make up the difference. I think that will be a fun car to drive. I actually have another video coming out on that and why Dodge might be making a mistake with that offering as well. I can't give you a lot more about that. But it's just a tough situation for them to be in because it's basically just a dead soldier at this point. So new pictures have recently surfaced of the four-door Charger Daytona Scatpack, and truth be told, I think the car does look pretty good, and they didn't do a whole lot different with this car. All they did was move the B-pillar up a little bit. Otherwise, the car is exactly the same. Same chassis, same power setup, same basic interior, all of it. They didn't have to change hardly anything, and from an engineering perspective, I think that is pretty smart. Like I said, it still doesn't help sell the cars, and I honestly don't think the four-door is going to do much better. That's the truth of it. Maybe it will do a little bit better, but I don't really see how. And from a price perspective, it might be a little more expensive. We'll just kind of have to wait and see. I don't see them taking a lot of money off of this. I think the only way they're really going to sell these cars is through big incentives like we talked about. Don't expect an RT version of the 4-door because the RT has gone away altogether, so it will just be a Scat Pack version of this. And I think the car actually will look really good with like the racing stripes on it. I saw one with a matte hood when I went to Roadkill Nights, and I thought it actually looked really, really sharp. If I was going to order one, I would probably, do something like that. Not going to order one of those cars because, like I said, I'm not much of an EV guy. But like I said, it's just such a tough situation for them to be in because they haven't put a single 4-door car out there on the lot anywhere. And they probably feel like it's already doomed before it even hits the dealerships. I can't really see how they would be optimistic about it, seeing as how the 2-door version, they cannot get rid of them. It's just, like I said, it's a really hard spot for Dodge to be in. So now expect these cars sometime around that October time frame if you're interested in the 4-door version. I still always encourage you guys to go drive it just to see if you like it, because like I said, I do think it is a fun car to drive. But just make sure you get a really good deal on it. You have a good way to charge the car. Like I said, I feel like there are some drawbacks of the car. But I have had people message me on Instagram telling me, hey, look, I bought one of these and I'm actually really enjoying it despite all the hate that it's getting. And so there are some people out there like that as well. So I always try to see both sides of the coin. But the fact that it's coming out another, 4, 5, 6 months after when they said it was going to, doesn't surprise me at all. And I wouldn't be really all that shocked if they only did a limited run of the 4-door and just to kind of test and see how the market responds. And then it may end up going away ultimately, just like I think the Scat Pack will probably go away maybe in another year. Like I said, if the orders don't really pile up, I mean, it only makes sense to do that. Only time will tell. Anyway, guys, just wanted to share that little bit of information with you. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll catch you on the next one. So until then, RacerX.